Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1. I'm pregnant. My name is Prainito, and I'm going to be taking you on a joyous, adventurous, wonderful, crazy, outrageous ride as I tell you stories that I've experienced going through the lifestyle of being the single American dad that I am. Let's start from the top. I am 27 years old. I play in a touring band. I've been in a band probably for the last 8 or 9 years or so. And I am a cinematographer, an editor, a filmmaker, whatever you want to call it. I'm all of that. But most of all, I'm a dad. And I have a 5-year-old girl. Her name is Colette Reese. And she'll be making plenty of guest appearances on this show. Not that I'll, say, hey, come on the show. But it'll be like, Dad, can you put my Barbie's hair in a pony, like right in the middle of shooting? I know it's going to happen. So I'm just warning you guys now, that's going to happen. But that's probably one of the coolest parts about being a parent is that everything is unexpected. It's just crazy. And it all starts from when you find out you're pregnant. Now, myself and Colette's mom, we weren't planning a child. We were both young. I was 21 at the time. And when I found out Colette was going to be joining us in this world, I was really, 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 really scared. That's it. I was scared. And I'm sure some of you guys out there right now watching this are in the exact same position that I was. You were scared shitless. And that's cool. You want to know why? Because here I am 5 years later, and all the difficulties and all the craziness and all the headaches that I went through were absolutely worth it, because I have the most beautiful little girl in the entire world who's filled with love and joy and compassion. I could not be any luckier.
Hi.
What are you watching?
A cat video.
So after you find out you're having this baby, you say to yourself, wow, what am I going to do? What is going on with my life? I can't have this child now. I'm young. I'm not ready. I don't have the money for it. What are my parents going to think? I don't know who to turn to or what to say or what to do. Well, trust me, it's going to be okay, because I was just like you. I was touring the country, living my life. I was 21. I finally go to bars and have a drink. And that suddenly changed. And I guess I thought that my life was over, in a sense. And little did I know it was just beginning. One of the first things that goes through your brain after you find out that you're having this baby is, are you really having this baby? And I'm not talking about is this some sort of crazy dream that you're having. I'm talking about abortion. Everybody thinks about it. Even if it's something that you're sure of, you want to have this child. That's always in the back of your head, because it's something that it's going to change your life. And anything that comes into your life that's going to change it, you always have some sort of resilience or hesitation. And that's only natural. So if you're in a position right now where you're thinking about abortion, it's okay. Even if you're 100% sure and it's in the back of your brain, don't feel guilty about it. Just let those thoughts come out. If you need to talk to somebody, send me an email.
You've got mail.
Myself and Colette's mom, we sat and we talked about it, because it's scary. It's something that you have to deal with. You have to think about, because if you don't, you're lying to yourself. And that's the biggest mistake you can make with anything in life. Don't ever lie to yourself. So I will cut out the details, but we did not want an abortion at all. And we decided to go forth and have a baby.
I think it's awesome that you're gonna have a kid, man. Think about it like this. It's just an excuse to play with all your old toys again. You know what I think you should do? Take care of it. Tell me you don't want him to get an A word. Yes, I do, and I won't say it for little baby ears over there, but it rhymes with shmushmorshin.
So that's it. You're having this baby. You have to tell the people that you know and the people that love you. That usually starts off with your parents. That for me was crazy, because I didn't know what my parents were going to say. Thankfully, when I told them, they were nothing but supportive. And I thought it was going to go not that way. And it's not because they're bad people or anything like that. It's just because, I tried to put myself in their shoes. And if my son or daughter came up to me at 21 years old and said, hey, so, I'm having a baby, I would naturally freak out. I mean, as anybody would, but they were really cool about it. And I think the fact that I went to them so openly and said, listen, this is what's happening. We're pregnant and we're going to have a baby. They just took it for what it was and they accepted it. And now not everybody's going to do that. Not everybody's parents are going to be okay with it. And if it doesn't work out that way for you, that's okay. Don't get unmotivated. Don't let it bring you down, because there are so many other positives that come out of this that will eventually make them loosen up and understand that this is something that is meant to be in life. So I told my parents, and it was scary. I was so scared to do it, but I had to do it. And that's something that you're going to have to do too. And if you're out there and you're scared and you're worried, don't worry about it. Because like I said, there's so many other greater things that are going to come from this, that once you surpass that little thing, so many great things will come. Months 0 through 9 are crazy. Naturally, because you're having a child and your life is going to change. Well, there's tons of things that go on in your brain during that time. Where are we going to live? How are we going to afford this? I'm not really getting along with my significant other. Is this the right thing to do? Well, it's okay to feel all of these things, especially the last one. Granted, my little one's mother and I are not together anymore, but at the time, things were okay. And it was scary because you always think that, like, is this the right person? Is this the right person? And honestly, once you're committed, you're committed. You can do it no matter what, even if you're a single parent like myself. So if you're at that point where you're freaking out and you're not sure, try not to think about it. As hard as that is, you're having this baby, and that's the only thing that's important. You need to stay focused, motivated, keep yourself educated, and just stay positive about the whole situation, because in the end, that's what's going to make everything better. Staying positive and understanding and accepting that this is going to be your life. And that's not a bad thing. That's a really, really good thing. Accepting what it is the biggest thing that's going to help the movement for you. What to expect when you're expecting. That's what I have to say about that. Can I say I personally read that book? No. There's a reason though, because there is nothing you can do that's scripted in a book when it comes to your child's life. Granted, feeding and, changing a diaper and wiping an ass, yeah, you can read about it, that's fine. But honestly, until the first time you wipe poo off your kid's back, you're not gonna really understand what it's like. And I can tell you that firsthand. I can tell you that first poo. I'm not somebody who's against reading. I like reading. I like learning. I sit up late at night and watch stuff about science. I'm a nerd. That's neither here nor there. But what is important is the fact that you need to know that not everything that's going to happen in your child's life is going to be scripted. You can't expect anything. When you have a new child, that's just it. It's a new child. There's a new human being on Earth, a little alien baby on Earth, and it's yours. And there's no book that can tell you how to raise your child to a T. So if there's any advice I could give you as far as reading books and this and that and studying and expect the unexpected. As the weeks and the months fly on by, and believe me they do, you're going to learn to adapt to the situation, because that is what we do as humans. And once you accept that, things, I assure you, will be easier, especially when it's fueled by love. Unconditional love from a child that you have not met yet. If that's not the coolest thing in the world, I don't know what is. That this little alien blob thing is going to love you no matter what you look like or who you are. I mean, I'm sorry, because some of you guys are not as good looking as I am. But hey, you can't win them all. Anyway, and that's something that you should really, really cherish, because there's a lot of people who run away from the situation, and they leave those children with nobody. And that is one of the biggest problems I think we have today in society. But we'll touch on that at another episode. But for now, just keep that in mind. Stay positive. Always rest assured that there's someone else in the same position as you. And if you stay positive and you accept the situation for what it is, I promise you things will become easier for you. They'll become easier as a single guy, as a guy in a relationship, as a guy who's about to have a kid, as a mom, whatever you are. It will become easier because now you're learning what the tools are to be a parent. And believe me, I didn't think I had it, but it turns out it's in you all along.
Hey, I'm operetta. I love goo, so I eat goo. Thank you.
Eat goo?
Everybody's happy.
That about wraps it for episode 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a journey just as much for you as it is for me, I promise you. As we go on and this show gets bigger and bigger and bigger, I'm going to have more stuff for you guys to listen to and to be a part of. But if you guys have questions, which I'm going to need a lot, shoot me an email at thesadvlog@gmail.com. Send them to me on Twitter at thesadvlog. And just keep tuning in. And if you guys have friends out there who are single parents or not even single parents, young parents, old parents, any kind of parents who you think might need some advice or something to just listen to, or just even somebody that may need to hear something that they know that somebody else is in the same position as them, send them over this way, because that's the whole point of this. I want to reach out to everybody and touch them, touch somebody. Until next time, see ya. Anyway, love is fuel. It's fueled by love.
And technically, it's the doctors, the first thing they say.
Off.